What is up, everybody? VitalSyntax here, and I've got some more Battlefield 3 beta gameplay. This is another match of Conquest on Caspian Border, and I'm using the M4A1 as an engineer. And there's a couple of Battlefield-related topics I want to talk about today, and then once I get through those, I'll talk about some tips, tricks, strategies for Caspian Border, because I got a lot of gameplay time when I played this map during the beta, so hopefully I can give you guys some tips and whatnot. So, first thing I want to talk about was that Battlefield 3 has gone gold, and basically what this means is that the retail version, the retail version meaning the version that you guys are going to get when you actually buy the game, has been completed. It's being produced and manufactured and being sent out to retailers like GameStop or EV Games or Walmart or wherever you're going to pick the game up. So that just shows you how close to release date we really are. And once again, those release dates are October 25th for North America and October 27th for Europe. So I mean, we're getting really close down to the wire. It's less than a week away from now. So, and if you haven't pre-ordered, you need to make sure and do that, because if you plan on picking this game up, there's no reason why you wouldn't pre-order. And on top of that, you're also going to get some incentives, and the biggest one is the Back to Karkan expansion pack. And it's not just a map pack like you'd see in like something like Call of Duty, where you get a couple maps and that's it. This is a full-fledged expansion pack. It's 4 maps from Battlefield 2, a bunch of guns from Battlefield 2, vehicles from jeeps and helicopters and jets, all in one expansion pack. So, and you're going to get that completely free if you pre-order the game. So make sure to do that if you haven't already. Another thing is that the GeForce NVIDIA LAN party that they were doing, or not party, I guess it was a LAN event that they were doing for Battlefield 3 on the USS Hornet, has come to a close the other day. And one of the things there's a couple things we learned from that event. The first one is that the PC version of Battlefield 3 is going to have an in-game console. And no, that doesn't mean that you can play the console version on your PC. No, it means that you have access to a console, and a console would be something that you can enter commands into. So similar to like command prompt, but very restrictive and not very open to hacking and cheating and things like that. So in the past, my experience with in-game consoles, for example with like Call of Duty 4, you press the little squiggly thing above the tab, I think it's called the Tyndall or something, and that would open up the console. You could type in commands like something like show your frames per second, or show your connection speed, your ping, useful little things like that will show up on your screen. And there'll be probably a bunch of other options too. Something like that's going to be available in Battlefield 3, which is awesome. I believe they did have that in Battlefield 2, but they didn't have it in Bad Company 2. And obviously it's going to be very restrictive, because they don't want to have this be an avenue for people to hack or mod the game in any way. So they're going to have a list of commands that you're going to be able to do and restrict any other access to the game in any other form. And I don't know how I didn't hit this tank at all. Well, anyway, next thing is that the soundtrack for Battlefield 3 is up on Amazon. You can preview some of the tracks. You can't actually purchase it until the game is released, but you can go on there, and I'll put a link in the description, and listen to some of those tracks. I think like a 30-second preview or something like that. I'm going to be personally picking on that up, just because I think it'd be cool to go in the background of some of my videos and things like that. But a couple other things is that the Dogtags, they're going to have cross promotion for different EA games. So, for example, with Mass Effect 3, which is coming out later this year, obviously that's another EA title. They're going to be having specific dog tags in Battlefield 3 that are Mass Effect dog tags. And we don't know exactly how you're going to get a hold of these. It might be by pre-ordering the game. It might just be by owning the game on your EA account. But it's cool that they're adding, more customization, more options, and having games and the dog tags that aren't necessarily always related to Battlefield. And I'm guessing they're probably going to do more than just Mass Effect 3. But let's see. Oh, another interesting thing we recently learned from Dasgro, who is a DICE developer. He tweeted that they're going to have camo, customizable skins for your guns in Battlefield 3. He said there's going to be at least 5, but he didn't know the exact number. But that's really cool. They're going to have that another level of customization and personalization that you can do to your own guns. And this is actually something that I had predicted would be in the full game back with the very first multiplayer trailer. But anyway, I'm just glad that they're adding something like that, because I've always liked that aspect in Call of Duty games and whatnot. So Let's see. Oh, another really big thing is that today DICE released a new Battlefield 3 multiplayer trailer, and in that trailer they showed brand new footage from all of the maps that are going to be in the full game. And if you haven't checked it out already, I have a copy up on my channel. You can also go watch it on the official Battlefield channel. And on top of that, I also did a in-depth analysis breakdown of the video. That's also up on my channel. So if you want to see maybe some things that you might have missed your first time watching it, go check that video out and let me know what you guys think about it. And this right here is one of my favorite guns in the game. It's an anti-air vehicle. It's the LAV-AD, I think. AD, yeah. This thing is a freaking beast. I mean, for taking out helicopters, taking out jets, there's really nothing that does it as well as this thing. And it's also really good for taking out infantry because it's got like a super high fire rate Gatling gun or whatever, chain gun on it. The only thing it sucks and is completely helpless against is another tank, like a heavy tank that can shoot tank shells. Or also it's really weak against somebody like an engineer that can shoot rockets at you and, you know, go behind cover and things like that. But this is actually probably one of my favorite vehicles in the game, and I got a ton of kills using this thing. You can see how effective it is here, right on the infantry. I get a nice triple kill there. So let me get into some tips and tricks for Caspian Border. I don't know how many of you got to play the map, but if you haven't, maybe I can help you out with some of the things. First thing is that A or E right here, antenna, it's closest to the U.S. deployment. So I just get a drink of water here. It's closest to the U.S. deployment. So you want to make sure that you guys capture this one. This is usually the base I always go to capture first, because this one's closest to your base. So it seems like you should always kind of have a handle on this one. And you can see I took that guy out. I'm about to take that guy out. If your vehicle gets disabled like that, there's no point in staying in it. And you can see why. Like, you might be wondering, why are all these guys spawning around me? Basically, I don't have full control of E. We're trying to capture it, and now we have control of E. So you have to basically kill all of the enemies until they stop spawning. And the only way they'll stop spawning is if you actually take over the base. And the only way you can take over the base is if you have more teammates than enemies on that base. So it's really hard to take out an objective like by yourself. And you want to work as a squad, maybe call over some of your squad mates, have them come help you out. And you can see even after we took them out, they're still up on this stupid freaking antenna. And one of the things that was most frustrating in the beta is people that just camped up there. But in the full game, they have confirmed that you'll be able to take the entire antenna down. I'm guessing you could probably do it with some pieces of C4 or with a jet or a helicopter or something like that. But I'm glad that you're able to take that down, or maybe you have to take out the support cables that you can see left and right. Because I hate when snipers just camp up there, because it's just frustrating, and they're not. It's not like they're making their team win. I mean, they're really not helping their team out at all. But whenever you get sniped out by somebody like that, it's just like there's nothing you can do against them, because when they're up there, if you try and go up the ladder, they'll just be waiting for you at the top, and they can knife you or shoot you or whatever. And unless you have a sniper rifle, you can't engage them at that distance. So. But yeah, E is always really the first flag I go for, and then after that I almost always go for B. E and B are I would say they're pretty infantry focused. As B especially. B is the one that's up in the very middle of the map. It's up on top of a hill. You have to you can see this guy's parachuting down. Make sure you lead them when they're parachuting, because they're falling at a pretty fast speed. But B is like super infantry focused, because it's really hard to get a vehicle up there because it's at the top of the hill, and even if you're in a tank or something like that, it's so slow getting up there. And on top of that, there's two anti-vehicle launchers up there. So, and you'll notice that these guys aren't even taking the base, so they're basically just camping up there to be assholes. They're not even able to capture E while they're up there, which is good. I would like that they did that. And you can see I'm just trying to fire some rockets up there, because I really can't do anything other than that, because I can't throw grenades up there. I can't climb up there. I can't shoot them while they're up there, so you're kind of limited on what you can do. Either shoot rockets up there, get a tank and shoot up there, fly a helicopter and shoot at them, or get a sniper and counter snipe them. And the biggest thing is you want to get rid of their mobile spawn point, because most of the time if there's somebody up there, it's a sniper, and they usually have a mobile spawn point or mobile spawn beacon, and that way even if you kill them, they can keep spawning up there. You can see this guy's still up there. What a douchebag. And you actually can get to the very, very top of the antenna. Not by normal means. You can't just like climb up to the very top. But I have tested it out a couple times when I was playing the beta. If you got in a jet or a helicopter, you can fly up to the very, very tip top and parachute out and land up there. And it's actually pretty cool. It's quite a cool experience to be up that high. Although you shouldn't just stay up there and snipe. You should jump off and do a parachute because that's fun as well. So you can see I'm trying to take these guys out because they're being complete douchebags. And another thing about the antenna is you can't actually look up at a full 90-degree angle. So you can't even shoot them if they're looking down at you, which is really frustrating. So back to some of the bases. I would say E and B are the two most infantry focused points, and then the gas station. And you can see what it's just camping up there. Get the fuck off that. So I just texted to that guy. But E and B are the most infantry focused. So if you're gonna play as something like a medic or something like a sniper or something that doesn't have anti-vehicle measures, because you have play as the support, you've got C4, and if you play as the engineer, you obviously have. Oh, and here, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. I switched my sniper, and then I saw the vehicle here. So I'm just like, I'm going to blow the shit out of these douchebags with the helicopter, and that's exactly what I do. But if you're playing as the engineer or the support, then, yeah, you could go to those vehicle-centered bases because you have anti-vehicle measures. And if you're going to... the gas station and the outpost, I think that's what they call it. The outpost and... the gas station, those are the two which I would say are the two most vehicle friendly or vehicle heavy parts of the map. So if you're going to be driving a vehicle, you probably want to go to those bases, and if you're going to be playing as an engineer or support, you probably want to go to one of those bases. And I am absolutely horrible at flying the helicopters. I got pretty good, at least somewhat good at driving the jets from practice in the beta, but these helicopters I just have so much trouble controlling. And I don't really know what it is. Maybe I should just... I don't know. Maybe it just comes with practice. I've also heard some people switching up the controller schemes because the default one really isn't that effective. I don't know. I also am contemplating buying a joystick, or possibly just plugging in my PlayStation controller or some other type of controller and using that just for flying the jets. Although I don't really fly the jets all too often, or the helicopters, I should say. But yeah, anyway, that's the end of the match. I ended with a score of 15-3, which was pretty good. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. It really too much didn't really happen. It was basically me just trying to take over E from those camping faggots. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember to leave a rating. And peace.